Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Dr. Auda Tovar here. Yes. I don't know if I should call this a good naked show or just a Sunday naked tip. It's been burning in my heart. If you're there, say hi. I want to know if I'm live. I'm trying to go live here with this new program on my Facebook and on YouTube. I think somebody is there. I wonder if they can see it. That's cool. Oh, look. Hi. Hello. Oh, look at this. Good afternoon, Jam. How is everything up in your beautiful Colorado? I love your hiking pictures. Please keep them coming. They're definitely taking me places that I am not going. So, hi, everyone. Just start saying hi if you're there. Hi, hello, hello, hello. It's beautiful to be live again. It's been a while, and I have during this whole process, yes, spoken about it, brought guests that can speak about a lot of things that are facing our country and the world during COVID-19 and when it comes to all the beliefs of why we're here. Hi, Nadia. How are you? Is everybody having a beautiful Sunday? It is nice and hot and sunny here in Miami, where I'm from. Let me know where you're watching me from and what are you up to on this beautiful Sunday. So I name this live. It's about fear. It's about, are we tired of living in fear? And I feel there is, it's a conversation to be had because we are constantly being exposed, especially nowadays. Not that it wasn't relevant before, because we can constantly choose to live in fear, right? We can choose to live in fear every single time one of our children grab the car and drive down the street to see their friends. Fear can be a constant thing, right? We can be fearful of trying something new, of doing something like this, public speaking. We can be fearful of something happening to a loved one. That is something very, very common. We can feel anxiety on so many ways. So I just wanted to open up the conversation because obviously there is it's affecting us all. And I'm going to tell you a story how it has affected me and how I've been woken up to realize that I was feeling it constantly without even knowing it, without doing my own naked processes. So I thought it was very relevant to come and have this conversation on fear. So if you have you ever been fearful, raise your hands. Let me know what is the biggest thing. Hi, my loved ones are there. What is the biggest thing that you're fearful about? It's okay to share. This is the Naked Show, and sharing is caring. And when we help others and we open up, we always help others that maybe we're not. They were thinking that they were alone in it, right? They were thinking that they were the only ones feeling fear. But fear is all around us, right? We can be fearful of being sick because of this, fearful of our loved ones, fearful of our parents. We can be fearful of falling in love again because we've been hurt in a past relationship, fearful of a new friendship because we've been burned in friendships, fearful of having kids, fearful of buying a new home, fearful of so many things. It's all around us. And I just thought it was just very important that we talk about it because we have forgotten to acknowledge it, to acknowledge that we are actually in this state of fear. And instead of acknowledging it, we have then succumb to numbing it with so many things because we just don't want to deal with it. And when we go into this, we choose this path, we just multiply it instead of removing it, instead of actually doing something with it. So it just becomes like the big elephant in the room, like a lot of the things that we're not talking about, right? And it's not like the problem is going to go away. No, the problem is still there. Just like I tell all my patients in my chiropractic practice that when we know our symptoms, right? It's just like if you're putting a little patch or you just have the light of the gas on your car and you just put a little black tape on it so you don't see it anymore. The problem is still there. Your car is going to leave you without somewhere without gas and you're just going to be stranding. So I want to just for us to be aware if we have been feeling fear lately more than usual, if our emotions are constantly on this up and down, because it's every time you look at your phone or you see the news or you get a phone call, or it's so much has been changing, and we've been literally like we've been resisting feeling, right? Because we have all gone through so many emotions in the last few months, and we have been gotten angry because our businesses have been shut down, and then we have gotten upset, then we have gotten sad because of everything that is happening in the world, because people are dying, because whatever it is, we have felt all the emotions, and then we might have gotten numb to the point that we don't realize the fear is controlling our future actions and is robbing us from the joy that we deserve. It's robbing us from the creativity that can come through the crisis for us to break through into a new level. So I just thought it would be so important to understanding that, to just have this open conversation and just talk. Yes, fear is there and it is almost normal, but what is it that we're going to do about it? How are we going to deal with it? Because acceptance, I always say, you cannot change what you cannot accept first. You first need to accept that, that I want to change my health because of A, B, and C. Then you can love yourself for who you are now before you can change into this new thing. So this fear, when we talk about fear, we notice that it kind of creeps up on us, right? We don't realize, but you start feeling very uncomfortable with yourself. And there's, just like with anxiety, you feel this nut in your stomach and something that is just doesn't feel right. And you just start like maybe distracting yourself further. It could be so many distractions, right? I mean, who can relate to distracting yourself so you don't deal with whatever is going on in the world? If you're there, you can relate, please raise your hand, let me know, so I know I'm not fully alone. But yes, it just, we literally just start like, okay, no, I'm just gonna watch some Netflix, or I'm gonna go into social media, or I'm gonna go shopping online, or I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do in order to numb this. Okay, it can come in the form of food, it can come in the form of alcohol, it can come in the form of anything that is mindless, so we can fully distract. Any distraction, exactly, Ruben. Any distraction, and then we are not only ignoring the fear, we're not dealing with it. And again, just like I said with the elephant in the room, the problem is still there. So what is it going to take for us to realize that it is there, that it is affecting us, and it is robbing us from our actual livelihood, is robbing us from what we can do, how we can transform, because energy doesn't disappear, just transform. How can we transform this energy of fear into something that can create more joy for us, or can create a solution, or that can create a new feeling in which we feel more free to be, right? Free to be, free to act, free to expand from. Because fear is one of those things that just hides you further, okay? It just is one of the retractable emotions. It's not an expansive emotion. So we have to choose how we're going to deal with it. But I think, yes, realizing that the feeling is there, acknowledging it, then it's time to stop running away from it. And I think we have gotten to the point that we cannot run away from whatever situation we're facing right now. We're all in this pandemic, and there's news, and maybe a second wave, and all these things that we're talking about. You can't run away from it. You're in it. You gotta accept it. You gotta stop being angry at it and getting sad. And actually, what can you do about it where you're at? What is it that you can control? What is it that you can take action upon? And how can you change the dynamic of whatever it is, yourself, your businesses, your community, for you to feel more purposeful, for you to feel more alive, for you to feel more on track, not where we need to be, but where we are not in fear, right? Because it's about changing that energy and turning into something that you can construct something more positive with. So it's very important. So can you relate to being in fear? I'm going to tell you a story of something that just happened to me. Actually, it was last week. I was in the I was in the dog park with my children, and they finally opened the dog park, and I took she was there. She's kind of chewing a toy, and maybe you can hear it in the back. But my Cocker Spaniel is kind of a nervous dog. She is just, I feel she has had a traumatic life of some sort, and she gets really nervous about when she's around other dogs, big or small. If they're smelling her too much, she gets really nervous, and then she might growl, and then the dog thinks that she wants to get into a fight, and then the whole barking starts, and the other dog might actually bite her because they think that she's in the defensive. If the dog is too big, then she gets very fearful again, and she goes into this attack. So I was at the dog park with my kids and the dog, and we're walking, and I started feeling that this fear of what might happen. Okay, nothing had happened, but I got, hi, Lena, say hi. Let me know where you're listening from or where you're watching from, if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook. And so I started feeling this anxiety again in the pit of my stomach. And I realized that I was fully projecting this other scenario that had happened in the past that I was almost thinking was going to happen then. So this is fear set in, gave me in the form of anxiety. And it took for me Boynton Beach. Nice. It's a beautiful day in Florida. We have to catch up, girl. So it took for me to step out of the situation and just take a feel. What am I feeling? Why am I projecting this? Why am I bringing this into my presence consciousness? I'm going to actually attract it. The dog is fine, the kids are fine, and I'm here projecting the many scenarios of how being in this park is going to get us into trouble, and how am I going to separate her from other dogs, right? And this is, again, it happened that quickly, but I've done enough of the naked systems in my life and taught it to enough people that I know how to snap into it and say, okay, I need to snap out of it. This is not, I'm projecting. Take a few deep breaths, realize where it's coming from, accept that I'm feeling the fear and anxiety in order to be able to change it. And then ask myself those questions. What can I do about it, right? Right now, and then at that moment I said, okay, you either get over your fear or you walk out of the park. So you avoid the whole situation, or you just realize that you're just projecting and you just let things be and deal as they come. So I chose to go into the big dog park and actually tackle my fear because I am that kind of a girl. And I wanted just to tackle it straight on. And I was there with the dog. I realized the anxiety kept coming. So I took a walk. I took a few deep breaths and I was fine. And the dog was fine. And the kids were fine. And eventually it did pass. But how many times have we felt fear, right? Especially lately with so many things that are going on. And we are projecting our fear onto other people, onto other situations. And then it comes the judging, which is happening way too often. And we forget that we are, it sounds so cheesy, I know, but we're all in this together. We're all facing some kind of trouble or another. And if you don't understand that means you haven't put yourself in other people's shoes, which I say that very often as well. Put yourself on other people's shoes. So before you judge them, before you bite them back, before you're going to always resist something that goes against your own belief. It's normal. I want to tell you, it's normal if you encounter somebody that doesn't believe what you believe, that is not agreeing with how you want to see things, that is not going with the norm, that is going against the rules. You're going to find resistance, and that resistance can create anger, can create then more fear, because it's your own beliefs are being attacked. So the first and most important part of you getting over the fear is recognizing it and accepting that you're in this moment of fear, and then asking yourself, what can you do about it? And if there's nothing you can do about it, you get to choose to let it go or keep letting it affect you. But at least you empower yourself back. Because fear is a very disempowering emotion. You empower yourself back with at least the choice of how you're going to move on from there. What it is that you can do differently in order to deal with that fear, or in order to change your environment or to change the situation, whether it is in your family life, in your health, in your businesses, in your communities, in your own Facebook group or YouTube that are being streamed on here. So you have those choices. Remember, it's not going to change. And the fact that you numb it, okay, because we have all done that, especially, oh my God, I was noticing that at the beginning of this whole thing. And again, this is me being naked and truthful with you guys. I was having so many Zoom parties, and I don't think I have drank that much in a while. And I was drinking more than often. I have to admit it, right? And that was my way of numbing whatever I kept hearing and dealing with all the uncertainties, because we all had fear, especially me, of the unknown, right? Fear of I was upset, right? My business shut down, patients stopped coming. This is all happening. I questioned everything. I didn't understand, and I went through all those emotions. But I realized I was numbing myself with a lot of things, and it took for me to really wake up and see that that was not serving me. That was not serving my purpose. That was not serving my family. That was not serving my businesses. That was not serving my clients or my big purpose, or what Auda Tovar stands for, right? Which is stand for a world free of mass. Funny enough, that's one of the things, free of mass, in which the possibility of amazing health, wealth, and happiness, especially in relationships, is available to all those who really want it and want to work for it. So that's what I stand for. And I realized that what I was doing was not standing for that. So I feel that we need to get back to our basics. How do you want to feel joy again, right? The fact that you understand that fear is there, how to deal with it, how to recognize it, and then choose to transform it. Choose to transform it. And the biggest key here is to choose, right? Because you have a choice. We can all sit down and watch the same movie and have totally different reactions. We can all sit down and watch the same news and have totally different reactions. We can all sit down and see the same statistics and have totally different reactions. When it comes to what we're living through, we realize we're all different worlds living in this world and trying to put our opinions upon others as if that is the right thing. And there was a post I made a few days ago that, people went on there. And, I'm not saying when I make this kind of post that I am right or I'm sharing somebody's opinion. Probably, yes, but this is social media. We all have an opinion. And there's a bad saying that I'm not going to say here because I'm going to be polite for my YouTubers, that it is, everybody has an opinion. It's something like we all have in common. And it doesn't mean that your opinion needs to match mine. That's why we're all different. I was just having a chat with my beautiful son this morning about how boring would it be if we were all the same. And how, it would be kind of boring because him and I are a little bit more intense when it comes to cleaning as the other members of this family. And we can rub them the opposite way. And we get upset when things are not done when it comes in the kitchen or our common areas not done like we like it. But it doesn't mean that the other people are wrong. It just means that that is an opportunity to work within ourselves and to heal those emotions as they show up. I feel like everybody is a mirror. And when we see all these fears and anxiety and worry come, it's because we're being given the opportunity of whether it is in a situation like this one, which has been a huge opportunity for me to grow and expand and know what I really want and what it is that I want to do, especially with my clients and my patients. What kind of message I want to put across. It has been a great eye-opening experience for me because I've been able to look at myself every single time an emotion arose. And this has happened a lot. Every single time I got upset or sad or frustrated, which has happened a lot. I need to be really, really, really naked with you guys. It has happened a lot. So because all of this has happened, I know that it's hi, Rick. Oh, look, Alina. So that it is an opportunity for me and for everyone to just heal those wounds within yourself, heal those emotions as they arise, because probably a lot of the things that are happening are not under our control, and we get to choose how we're going to how we're going to act, how we're going to grow, and how we're going to create something new. Because I was listening to Tony Robbins said, hey, yes, breakthrough comes after crisis. So this is your opportunity to break through. What is it that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to remove from your life? What fears keep showing up that you haven't dealt with? This is an eye-opening opportunity, and this is your chance to do something different, to do something great, to span into the unknown, and just welcome something new, something that we had not thought about. And that's where greater creativity is born, and we get to not only help ourselves but help others. So how to deal with, back to fear and anxiety. So very important that you acknowledge it first. You acknowledge it. If you have some kind of a journal, please write it down. Realize how many times it shows up in the day and what is it that you can replace it with. But you first need to acknowledge it, accept it as if you can do something about it. If you cannot, choose to release it. If you can, choose to replace it with something else. It is all up to you, but you need to stop removing. You need to stop actually putting things, covering up all these feelings. Get naked, remove all the distractions, remove all the things that you used to numbing yourself with, so you can see deep within and actually do the work, what we've been given the opportunity to do it. So you can come out shining. Forget about coming out, so you can be shining. It's all about becoming our best right here, right now. For you, for others, for the world. We need more people that are awake, that are in touch with their feelings, that are in touch with how you can work through them, that realize that it is, if it's not up to you, it's not going to be so. And yeah, it's time to just do it. It's time to do it, because if not, nobody's going to do it for you. There's no such a thing as a rescue system. The government is not going to rescue you. I would love to, and that is obviously just my opinion, but nobody's going to rescue you unless you decide to rescue yourself and to do what it needs to be done to change your life and change your how you feel and how you react to the things that are around you, because stress is not going to stop. I love talking to this with my patients in the office. I wish I could tell my patients, this you just need one adjustment, never again, and stress is never going to affect your spine ever again. You'll never have another subluxation or bone out of place, putting pressure on the nerve and impeding the way the energy flows from the brain into your body. No, that's not how it is, because you're not living on some kind of mountain just and just sitting there and transforming air into energy. That's not the kind of lives we live. So we have all kinds of stresses that apparently are going to keep coming our way. And if you do not control the fear right now, if you do not stop being a victim and decide to empower yourself with the tools to snap out of that, whether it is to be, and again, if you want to stop being a victim in a relationship, please contact me, because I have lots of information about that. You can go to GainAkidSeries.com and get even more information. But it is up to us. It is up to us. It is up to you to decide if you want to stop being a victim and blaming others for everything that is wrong with you. Because you can come out of it, whether it is a bad relationship, whether it is a bad friendship, whether it is a bad business deal, you can choose. There's always a way, but you have to first acknowledge it, because if you don't acknowledge it, you cannot change it. And you have to understand, and there's systems for you to understand how you got here and how to learn, love, and appreciate the fact that you're here. Love and appreciate where you're at and how you got there, because if not, you won't heal it. Just like if you want to lose weight, you have to understand how you got to this weight, and then understand the patterns that got you there, so you can change those beliefs and transfer that energy into new energy, and so you can create a better lifestyle that is going to help you lose the weight and keep it off. So that's a whole another conversation. But I hope these tips on fear help you. And if you have been feeling victimized by whether a relationship, by society, by the rules that we're being imposed upon, or whatever it is. If you feel like a victim, reach out to me, because I have systems for you to empower yourself and go back to that place of joy where you feel you do indeed have the tools to come out, to act differently, to react differently, and to choose a different path for you and your family. But it starts with you. Starts with you acknowledging. It took for me to acknowledge that I was being a victim in a relationship that I actually attracted into my life, and that I was allowing certain things, and for me to go through it and heal. And Get Naked Serious was born. So here I am, being not raw and real with you guys. And I hope this was useful. And if you're dealing with fear or anxiety of any sort, please message me. It's very easy to message me. You can even go here to draura.com. All my hats are there, all my websites, and a way to contact me directly if you want to contact me for questions. I'm here to help you. I love to help spark the light in you so you can see your own way out. So that's my purpose, and I love to fulfill it. So let me know if this was useful. Like, share, comment. Let me know if you have been feeling fear lately, if you feel victimized. Sharing is caring, and let me know if this was useful to you guys. And hopefully you're having a blessed Sunday, whatever you're at. And yes, stay naked, stay true, and step into your greatness. Love and appreciate you guys. Ciao.